Hello, everyone. Welcome to Transform Your AP Processes with NetSuite and Stampli webinar in partnership with Annexa. My name is Ivan Vučković. I'm a senior marketing manager here at Stampli, a leader in accounts payable automation software, and I'll be automating this webinar. First off, I want to thank you all so much for spending a little bit of your day with us. And we're very excited to co-present this webinar with our partner Annexa, as they are NetSuite experts and will share everything you need to know about transforming AP processes for NetSuite with Stampli. We have an action-packed agenda today, starting off with some housekeeping items, speaker introductions, then overviews from our partner Annexa, and then as well as a Stampli overview, followed up by a success story overview on our customer LiveBetter. And finally, we'll have some time for Q&A at the end. Now on to a few housekeeping items. Your Zoom screen is very flexible and can be configured to your liking, so feel free to adjust for your viewing needs. Note, you will be muted during the presentation, and while you can see us, your cameras are off and we can't see you. And if you have any questions at any point throughout the webinar, feel free to leverage the Zoom Q&A button. We'll either address them throughout the webinar or at the end. And if we don't have time, we'll follow up offline. And finally, today's presentation will be recorded and available for viewing among other resources after the webinar. All right, and on to today's speakers. I'd like to introduce you to Ananda from Annexa and Zach from Stampli, who will be walking you through how to transform AP processes for NetSuite with Stampli. Ananda, why don't you kick things off for us?
Thanks, Evan. Hi, everyone. Ananda Iyer, Head of Customer Success here at Annexa. I'm really excited to show these new features to you. And yeah, keen to help expand and with your growth and bring this new technology to you. So over to you, Zach.
Yeah, hi, everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Zach Heinen, and I'm a partnership manager here at Stampli. Been with the company almost 2 years now, and I primarily work with various ERP implementation partners and consulting firms to expand service offerings for their clients in the world of AP automation. So happy to have you here today, and we'll turn the ball back over to Ananda.
Thanks, Zach. So yeah, we'll just do a bit about Annexa, who we are and what we do for our customers. So we've been around for a number of years now. Started off in the Sage game and then quickly realized that NetSuite was the leading ERP in cloud, and we pivoted to grow that practice out and help our customers. So we've got about 100 customers now across ANZ that we support. Lots of consultants, both from a development and functional perspective. What's really key for NetSuite as a product is that we can partner with companies such as Stampli as you grow and look for best of breed products. So really excited to show how that works a bit later in the presentation. Done quite a number of implementations across ANZ and Asia, and the team is expanded out throughout Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane, New Zealand, and Asia as well. So lots of consultants available across the region to help you out. In terms of our customer base, so we support quite a number of different industries, customers of all shapes and sizes that are looking to automate their business processes and continuously grow. So you'll see some familiar logos there, customers that potentially started off a bit smaller and have grown using NetSuite as their main business system. And as you come into the NetSuite family, you can, of course, leverage the learnings from these other companies and help you expand and grow as well. In terms of NetSuite, so there'll be a couple of guys on the call who potentially on a different system. NetSuite covers quite a number of facets of your business process system. Its real key is it's a single source of data. So no matter if you're processing your financials in one system, you might have a product such as Stampli for AP automation. Everything comes into NetSuite. to provide that single source of truth through dashboards, roles, and it's a system that just grows with you. So you've got you put it in once, you don't need to replace it, and yeah, there's many offerings out there if you need to expand and get a best of breed product within NetSuite.
Perfect. Thanks, Ananda.
Over to you, Zach.
Yeah. So real quick, we're just going to dive into a quick overview of Stampli. So Stampli is an AI-based accounts payable automation platform that streamlines AP processes. So we help accounting teams boost communication and collaboration with all invoice stakeholders, whether they be internal or external, ultimately getting your invoices approved and getting your vendors paid faster than ever before. I do want to point out that we pride ourselves in being industry agnostic. So this is just a snapshot of some of our customers using Stampli in conjunction with NetSuite to process their invoices today. As you can see, there's a wide variety of industries and verticals here. And so let's talk a little bit about some of the challenges that we see our customers experiencing. And one of the things that we've learned in the marketplace is that companies purchase different things in different ways, using different methods by various people within the organization. And as a result, there can really be multiple AP processes based on the type of spend, which can result in time-consuming and manual work for your accounting team. So for example, if accounting can be spending a lot of time tracking down the right people to verify purchases and get the details needed to properly account for these expenses. And then after the purchases are verified and approved, accounting needs to make sure that they have all the right details to pay their vendors, which can be done across multiple payment platforms. So ultimately, there's a lot of moving pieces here, and it can kind of create this chaotic environment. So I just wanted to quickly highlight a few of Stampli's platform capabilities and how we help solve some of those challenges. And our philosophy is really based on the 3 pillars that you see on your screen. Number 1 is all around onboarding and the customer experience. So we offer a fast and easy setup with flexible configuration options to meet your current AP processes and unique organizational needs. Additionally, our platform is backed by AI technology that makes your AP team smarter and more efficient in processing those invoices. And then also we offer a built-in communication tool that allows AP approvers and really anyone else to easily collaborate, track, and have visibility into those purchases. Okay, so now we're going to head into the first segment of the presentation today, and that's really the seamless integration with NetSuite. And so one key thing I want to highlight here is that with Stampli, you can integrate AP automation with NetSuite in a matter of days, not weeks, months, or even years in some cases. So Stampli's philosophy is that we want you to maximize your investment in NetSuite. And like Ananda said, NetSuite's going to be your main system of record, right? So rather than having you change your process to use Stampli, we make sure our integration supports your current processes. How we do this is by offering a pre-built seamless integration that automatically syncs data between NetSuite and Stampli, such as your master vendor list, your chart of accounts, custom fields lists, etc. So instead of building a new integration or customization for every customer, Stampli's NetSuite integration is really a plug-and-play solution in which you connect Stampli to NetSuite immediately during your setup call. And you can easily integrate Stampli into your existing environment without the time and investment of professional services and project planning. So once again, our philosophy here is NetSuite is going to be your main source of truth, right? So initially, we're going to sync all of your core data from NetSuite into Stampli. And something that I do want to highlight here is not all APIs are equal, right? So Stampli's API with NetSuite allows you to support any native functionality currently used in NetSuite, which is extremely powerful. This also allows Stampli to support your current business needs today, but any future needs as your organization scales. Now, if we dive into how the integration with NetSuite actually works, I do want to first point out that since 2017, Stampli's integration has been BNF or Built for NetSuite certified, which really means Stampli's integration architecture, security and privacy safeguards, and any documented best practices all meet NetSuite's high standard for quality. As with all Stampli integrations, we make sure that key NetSuite functionalities are supported, such as PO matching, processing invoices, credit memos, prepaid invoices, and much more. And all the data needed to code invoices is automatically synced into Stampli, including custom fields in NetSuite. So once invoices have been coded and approved, the data is then synced back into NetSuite, where bill records will be created based off of the Stampli data. And so now that we've talked a little bit about the integration with NetSuite, I just want to highlight some of the G2 honors we've recently been awarded. So don't just take our word for it, but our customers have placed Stampli as an AP automation leader in G2 for 14 quarters in a row now. And most recently, we were named to G2's top 100 best software list. So that's something we're very proud of. And because of our integration being so seamless, we consistently top the list of most implementable and easiest setup. And the reason why I wanted to highlight these badges is that award really stems from our customers' experiences using the platform and their real world stories. So our customers have been able to get up and running very quickly and see a fast time to value compared to other accounting software they've implemented. We deliver tailored user experiences and take an enterprise level approach to customer support and customer success. And we don't overcomplicate, rather we simplify every step of the process to support our clients. So all in all, our customers see and feel the results right away, giving them a fast time to value and quick ROI. So now that we've talked about how easy it is to implement Stampli with NetSuite, let's dive a little bit further into the next section, which is really unlocking the power of NetSuite and Stampli together. And so first, I wanted to highlight some of the key challenges that our customers face and how we simplify that process for them. So we offer smart capture, coding, and routing of invoices to eliminate time-consuming manual AP processes. We offer built-in AI and machine learning to identify patterns and duplicate invoices instantly. We digitize and centralize invoices, details, and their supporting documents to help organize your process. And we provide complete visibility into each stage of the invoice lifecycle. And lastly, we auto-notify approvers as action is needed so they can easily collaborate on the invoice page. Now we're just going to dive a little bit deeper into how Stampli can specifically solve some of these challenges and using some of the key features in Stampli's platform. So first is our smart invoice capture. And so every customer that signs up with Stampli is assigned a unique email address where vendors can send those invoices, and they'll automatically be available and easily accessible to begin processing in a matter of minutes. Because we have such a tight-knit integration with NetSuite, all data needed to code the invoice that's in NetSuite is replicated into Stampli, so coders can easily see all the required information and make sure they are coding invoices correctly. And now that we've talked a little bit about how we capture invoices all in one place, let's talk about how Stampli streamlines coding, specifically intelligent coding with Billy the Bot. So Billy the Bot is our mascot and logo here at the company, but you can really think of him as your coding partner in crime, if you will. And we offer built-in AI and machine learning for all AP processing, right? So our built-in advanced OCR, or optical character recognition, automatically codes header level details like vendor, date range, and the total amount of the invoice, so your coders don't have to do that. On top of that, our AI learns your invoices, learns your processes, learns who should be approving the invoices, and starts suggesting and auto-populating those fields for you as well. So this is based all off of machine learning, so the more invoices that flow through the system, the smarter Stampli gets. So Stampli will start to auto-populate invoice fields, whether they are standard fields or any unique fields to your organization, and will also suggest GLs and approvers based on the previous invoices. And then lastly, like I mentioned before, we're also going to identify duplicate invoices instantly, so you don't waste your time processing those invoices. Okay, so now that we've talked about how we code invoices, let's discuss how we increase invoice approval confidence and make sure your approvers have everything they need to review and approve these specific purchases. So our philosophy is we want to give AP teams more control to ensure that the right people are looking at these invoices. And we know that some organizations need multiple people to review and sign off on these purchases. So we make it very easy to route invoices to one or multiple approvers. So there's no limit to the amount of approvers that you can have on an invoice. You can have 1, 5, 10, it doesn't matter. But if you do have multiple approvers, it's going to be a one-at-a-time type of approval workflow, and that's mainly for accountability. So within these shared responsibilities or segregation of duties, we really want to make sure invoices that are being processed are correct and legitimate. So on top of that, approvers can easily view past invoices and their amounts to easily compare these invoices to previous ones. And the last thing that I want to highlight here is we know organizations sometimes have predefined workflows. So once again, adapting to your needs, Stampli can support a fixed approval workflow to accommodate that requirement. Okay. So now let's talk about invoice details and supporting documentation and having them all in one place. So like I mentioned earlier, everything needed to code, review, and approve an invoice is available directly on the invoice page. On top of that, we like to encourage communication and collaboration. So every single interaction that's taken on an invoice, whether it's coding certain fields, certain questions being asked, adding comments, all of that's going to be recorded and auditable And you can see that down the center of the screen right here. So when an approver does go in to approve an invoice, all that data is really going to be right at their fingertips on the approver screen. So once again, you can ask questions, have conversations, add supporting documents if needed, and all of that's going to be housed directly on this page. So invoices are very easy to review and approve. You can also manage these supporting documents at the vendor level. So you can automatically request onboarding forms as well as auto notify vendors of any expired documents, which makes it very easy to stay on top of managing your vendors. So now that we've talked about how easy it is to code and approve invoices in Stampli, I want to dive a little bit deeper into real-time PO syncing from NetSuite into Stampli. So for those of you that use purchase orders in your workflow, in your process, Stampli does support both 2- and 3-way matching, and PO data does sync from NetSuite into Stampli to make it billable against your vendor's invoices. So the bills will be created based on the PO that is selected, and you can easily make adjustments right here in Stampli as needed. We also support partial matching. So if your vendor only sent you quantities on that bill, but your POs for more than that, you can still manage that within one place here at Stampli. Some of the additional features that our customers find really helpful is we're able to match multiple purchase orders to a single invoice. And we also show the receiving status of your line items in the whole PO. Once again, all this data is synced in real time, so your team will be geared with the most up-to-date information to do their jobs. So I just wanted to dive into an example of what that really looks like in Stampli and how we can help the matching process. So here in this visual, it's showing the line items from a PO that came in from NetSuite, and you can see that all the line item details are available to view in Stampli. You can also see that we are showing the receiving status of the PO, right? So in this example, it looks like nothing has been received yet, so we're showing as not received. One of the coolest features here is you're actually able to make adjustments to resolve discrepancies right here in Stampli without having to go back into NetSuite to make those adjustments. And now really just diving into an overview of how that process actually happens between Stampli and NetSuite, right? So the PO is created inside of NetSuite, and then it's automatically synced into Stampli. So as your vendor invoices get uploaded into Stampli, your AP team can select the appropriate PO and match them to it and adjust the line items as needed. And from there, once the invoice is approved and authorized, we'll export that data into NetSuite and create the bill and with the relevant details from that PO. After that, we'll update the PO status accordingly. So if it was partially received, that would reflect on the updated PO showing as pending bill for the remaining items. And if it was fully billed, Stampli will automatically close out the PO. Once again, kind of just bringing that full loop circle back to close. And the last feature that I wanted to touch on real quickly is how Stampli supports multi-subsidiary AP processing. So within Stampli, we provide the ability to process invoices for all subsidiaries in a single place and single platform. So there's really no need to be hopping back and forth between different systems or having different logins for each subsidiary. And what's really unique about Stampli is we allow you to grant precise access or permission to specific users for specific entities, so they can only view and access what's needed to do their job. On top of that, within Stampli, you're able to track spend, invoices, and their status across all of these different subsidiaries. And I think one of the most powerful parts of Stampli is we are adaptable and we can code invoices to each subsidiary's unique needs, right? Because we know that each of these subsidiaries are different. They're going to have their own policies, their own procedures, their own approvers, vendors, etc. So Stampli is very purpose-built to be flexible to accommodate that workflow right here. And really to emphasize this is just a visualization of how certain invoices would be captured, assigned to the right coder, and then routed to the right approver and ultimately authorized by that person for the final gatekeeping step. So here you can see 3 different companies, all with their own invoices. Within Stampli, you can automatically capture and assign those invoices to the appropriate AP individuals. Once the invoices have been coded, they'll be automatically routed to the right approvers who need to review and sign off on the purchases. And then once they're approved, they're going to need to be authorized for payment by that final gatekeeper, really to make sure money going out of your bank account is legitimate. And now I'm going to turn the ball back over to Ananda, and we're going to talk a little bit about a case study that we have with a mutual client of ours, and it's LiveBetter.
Thanks, Zach. Yeah, really great to be able to provide an example of a customer that's leveraged Stampli, and that's LiveBetter. They've been around for a number of years, since 1984, based out of Orange, New South Wales. They provide disability support services, aged care services across predominantly New South Wales, Queensland, and here in Victoria. Over 3,000 customers as well. And you can imagine being around for those years, having systems in place that are very manual, needing automation to help improve and grow and support their the guys leveraging their services. So that's where Stampli got involved and really helped with one of those particular flows in terms of their AP side. If you want to flick over, Zach. Yeah, so quite a number of years on NetSuite as well. So of course, using NetSuite for the best part of 5 years now. As I said before, it's a system that'll grow with you. And then as you leverage that platform more, you can extend the capabilities and automate more via systems like Stampli. Sorry, there's a bit of gardening going on in the background. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll dive into a bit of detail of how Stampli actually helped LiveBetter. So over to you, Zach. Yeah,
so some of the challenges and requirements that LiveBetter were experiencing is prior to use with Stampli, LiveBetter had a completely manual paper system, right? So paper was used with physical stamps, coded, approved, physical signature, and until it ended up back in the accounts payable and then manually entered into NetSuite, right? So some of their requirements were removing those manual processes, the ability to scale as they grew. They wanted to remove all the manual errors that they were experiencing, and then they obviously wanted to save some time. So we'll talk a little bit about why LiveBetter actually chose to go with Stampli and some of the benefits they noticed almost immediately. So these were a couple quotes directly from the team at LiveBetter, and one of the reasons they chose Stampli is simply because of our ease of use and speed of implementation of our platform, right? So we were able to get them implemented very quickly, and they were able to see that ROI very quickly as well. Also, Stampli drastically reduced their processing time on invoices and the amount of errors that occurred during that process prior to using Stampli, all while being able to support the rapid growth that they were experiencing. So on top of that, by leveraging Stampli, LiveBetter was able to reduce their reporting time in NetSuite as well. And there were really three main factors that went into that. First, Stampli provides a direct link from the bill in NetSuite to the invoice page in Stampli, and that really eliminates the time spent trying to find specific invoices and the associated data. Next was improved visibility that they had in NetSuite based on the data that they were receiving from Stampli. And then lastly was their ability to drill down on that data from NetSuite, allowing them to look at numbers from a holistic viewpoint, as well as a much more granular viewpoint. And then the last thing I wanted to cover was just a few quick wins that they experienced. LiveBetter was able to reduce their invoice processing time by 50%. Next, their visibility went from a low visibility type of process to full transparency across every single invoice at every single stage of the life cycle. And then finally, by granting auditors access to Stampli and NetSuite, it greatly increased the productivity across all their teams. So all in all, they were able to see a quick ROI and then have some quick wins when implementing Stampli. And I appreciate you letting us walk you through that. We're going to turn the ball back over to Evan, and we have a quick Q&A session.
Great. Thank you, Zach and Amanda, for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. We've got some pretty good questions here, and I'll get started here in a second. And if you have any more, feel free to use that chat feature in the very bottom of your Zoom screen, but I'll just go ahead and get started now. First question, if we add a new GL inside of NetSuite, how will that be updated within Stampli?
Yeah, so I can take that one. So essentially, Stampli is constantly syncing data back and forth between NetSuite, right? So as you add a new GL into NetSuite, Stampli is going to automatically pull that into Stampli, and it's going to be available to start coding almost instantly. So very quick.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, I'll pick another one here. Can you provide some additional context on how Stampli provides greater visibility for approvers?
Yeah, absolutely. So as an approver logs in to Stampli and clicks into any invoice page, all of the data that they need is going to be readily available at their fingertip. So whether that's any previous comments that have been made, They're actually going to be able to drill down and see the past invoices from those vendors as well, so they can compare previous invoices to the current one. And there's a lot of other tools that just allow them to have more visibility, like you said, into that specific invoice.
Great, thank you, Zach. I'll pick another one. Let's see here. How does Stampli manage taxes in different currencies on invoices?
That's a great question. I knew we were going to get that with the Australian team here for sure. So Stampli can easily support foreign currencies and international tax codes. So that's not a problem at all.
Got it. Awesome. All right. There's two around support. I'll just bundle those. What type of support does Stampli offer during the implementation process? And then also, what does support look like after implementation?
Yeah, this is also a great question. I think one of the main things that helps Stampli stand out from some of the competition out there is our support team. So we take an enterprise-based approach to customer support and customer success. All Stampli customers will be assigned a dedicated customer success manager that's really going to hold their hand through onboarding and implementation, training, and any ongoing support, right? So all of that is going to be included in every Stampli package.
Great, thank you.
I'll probably extend on that, Evan, and then with Annexa, you'll have someone who looks after your account, and that relationship between ourselves and Stampli is really key to ensure you're supported from that angle as well.
Fantastic, awesome. Before we wrap things up today, Ananda, I'll let you share how users can learn more.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so if you like what you see, we'd love to bring it to life with a custom demonstration. So please either feel free to reach out to your customer success manager you've already got with Annexa, or email the sales team at sales@annexa.com.au, and we'll set up a discovery call, figure out your key requirements, and then tailor a demo to your needs. Thanks, Zach.
Thank
you. Any final words from yourself?
No, I appreciate everyone joining today. I'm looking forward to the opportunity of working with some of you. And yeah, like Ananda said, if you guys have any questions or needs, get in contact with Annexa, and we'll definitely set up a call to dive a little bit deeper in.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you both. And thank you to all the guests today. Hopefully you found the webinar informative. We'll be sharing the recording and resources when they are available. And if we didn't get to your questions, we'll follow up offline. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.